variances our second subdivision of variance analysis is the labor cost variance. This is the difference between the standard direct labor cost and the actual direct labor variable overhead cost variance is given by the sum of labor
Variances
rate
may be favorable
plus
or unfavorable.
labor efficiency
Then unfavorable
variance
variance is also
and
called the
idle
adverse
time variance. Let's start
when
with
the
labor
actual
rate variance.
cost is greater
This is
than
the difference
standard
between
cost.
the standard
The
and
variance
the
is
actual
known
direct
as
labor rate per hour
unfavorable
for the total
or
hours worked.
advance.
It is
On the
calculated
other hand,
as
when actual cost is less
actual
than the
rate
standard cost, the variance
multiplied by
is
actual
favorable.
hours minus
So when the actual
standard
cost is
rate
greater than the
multiplied
standard
by
cost, that's
actual
unfavorable. When the actual
hours.
cost is less than standard cost, that's
The second type of labor cost
variable.
variance is the labor
Let's
efficiency
start with
variance.
material
This is the
cost
difference
variance.
between the standard hours
Material
for the
cost
actual
variance is
production
the
achieved
difference
and
between
the
the standard
hours actually
the
worked
standard direct
valued at
material
the
cost
standard
of the actual
labor rate.
production volume and
It
the
is
actual cost
calculated
of
as
direct materials.
standard labor
So,
rate into
the actual
to
hours
get material
minus
cost
standard
variance.
hours.
This is the sum of material price variance in the material usage variance. The third one under the labor cost variance
Let's
is the
have
idle
an
time
example
variance. This
to calculate
may arise
material
when some
cost
wages
variance.
are paid for idle
In our
time.
example,
This
says
variance
the
is
material
always
standard for 1 unit of
advance.
product Y is 3
So
kgs
that
at 5 shillings
means
per
that
kg. 14,000
actual
kgs was used
actual
at a cost of
is always
84,000 shillings
greater than the
and
standard
4,000 units
cost.
were
So
produced.
that's why it's always
Calculate
advance.
the material cost
Idle time
variance.
variance is calculated as idle time
Let's now
multiplied by
calculate after reading
standard
our example.
rate.
First, we have
As
to
we've
calculate
done in the material
price
cost
variance,
variance,
which is
an
given
example,
by
let's
actual
also
price
do an example
multiplied by
in labor
actual
cost
quantity.
variance. Our
Minus
example says that
standard
calculate
price
labor cost
multiplied by
variance from the
actual
information
quantity.
below. Standard rate
In
per
our
hour,
example, our
shillings
actual
per.
price and
There is the
actual
standard
quantity,
time per unit,
it's
2 hours.
84,000
There
shillings
is the
because
time
we're given
worked,
cost which is price multiplied by quantity already.
4,250 hours.
That has been multiplied.
Time paid,
So our cost is 84,000
which time paid is
shillings
4,326
minus our standard
hours,
price, which is
has
5
been paid
shillings per
a total
kg.
of
So that's our standard price.
42,500
5
shillings
multiplied by,
and then there is production
our actual quantity,
2,000 and 180,
which is
units.
14,000 kgs. So it's 84,000.
Let's start by
minus
calculating labor
multiplied
rate
by
variance.
14,000.
So
we get
labor
5
rate
multiplied
variance
by
is given by
14,000, which is
actual rate
70,000.
multiplied by actual
So
hours
it's
minus
84,000
standard rate multiplied
minus
by
70,000, we
actual
get
hours.
14,000.
We have
Remember, we
actual
said
rate and actual hours.
when the actual cost
We've been given the cost
is
already,
greater than the standard cost, that's unfavorable or
1,500
adverse.
shillings.
And when the standard cost
Minus standard
is
rate,
greater than the actual
which
cost,
is
that's favorable. So
10
in our
shillings per hour,
first, that is material price variance,
multiplied by
the actual
hours,
cost,
which is
84,000, which is greater than our standard our standard cost, which
hours.
is 70,000.
So it
So
will
it
be
will be 14,000
minus
advance
10 multiplied
or
by
unfavorable.
4,326.
Let's go to
we get
our second one, which is
43,260.
material
So
usage
which
variance.
will give us
Material usage
760.
variance
That's
is
the
given
difference.
by standard price,
But remember we
into
said
actual
when
quantity
the actual cost is greater than the standard
minus
cost, it's adverse, and when the standard cost is greater than the actual cost, it's favorable.
So standard price
in our
into actual quantity
example, in this
minus
one, in labor rate variance,
standard
our
quantity.
actual cost, which is
So,
42,500
our standard price
shillings,
we edit, which
is less than the
5 shillings.
standard cost
So
variance.
it's 5 into
the standard cost, which is 43,000.
actual quantity is 14,000.
That's why we say it's
so we have 14,000 kgs.
It's favorable. So
we don't have yet the standard quantity.
Favorable.
So standard quantity.
The next one is the labor efficiency rate, which is given by standard rate into actual hours minus standard hours.
3 multiplied by
standard rate
4,000.
10 shillings per
3
hour.
is the standard quantity that we
actual
have.
hours it's
at 5 kgs per
4,250
per
That's
kg.
our actual
So we have 3 kgs
hours.
multiplied by the total units which were
So we'll
produced,
say
4,000. So we get the standard
minus
price,
standard
the standard
hours. Our
quantity
standard hours
is
will be
12,000. So it will
2,
be 5 into
which is the standard
14,000
times 5, which
minus
multiplied by
the standard quantity
the
which we've
total
gotten is
units which have
12,000.
been
So we
produced
get
to
5
get
into
the time,
2,000.
the hours which have
So
been
5
used to
multiplied by
produce the
2,000,
units.
it will
So we
be
say 2 multiplied by
10,000.
2,180
Remember,
to get
as we've done on the
4,360.
material price
So
variance, that
it's 10
wherever the
into
actual quantity, the actual cost
4,250
is
minus
greater than the standard, we say it's advance. So
4,360.
we
It's
have
10 into
14,000, which is greater than 12,000.
The
So
difference between
that
4,250
automatically
and
is advance. So we will have
4,360 is
10,000.
So it's 10
advance.
into 110,
So
which will get
now, going back to our example,
1,100,
we are required to
which we
calculate
say
the material
it's
cost
favorable
variance,
because the standard hours
which
are
were
greater than
required to calculate the material
actual
cost
hours.
variance.
So
So
we
we say
it's favorable.
material cost variance is equals to material
The
price
third one
variance plus
in
material usage
labor cost
variance. So
variance
we
is
get
the idle time variance.
14,000 advance
Idle time
plus
variance is
10,000
given by
advance,
standard
which we
rate
get
multiplied by idle time.
24,000 advance.
In
And
this
that's
one,
how to
we have
calculate
the
material
standard rate
cost
as 10 shillings per hour.
variance.
Our second subdivision
our
idle
of
time
variance
is the difference between the time
labor cost
paid
variance.
and the actual time
This is the
worked.
difference between
Time
the
paid
standard
is
direct labor cost and the
4,326
actual
hours, and the
direct
actual
labor
time
cost.
worked is 4,250
Labor
hours.
cost
The
variance
difference
is
is
given by
76 hours.
the
So
sum
it
of
will be 10
labor
into
rate variance
76,
plus
which gives us
labor
760
variance.
We said that idle time variance is always in advance. So
let's start with
it will
labor
be
rate
760
This is the
advance.
difference between the standard and
That's
the
A.
actual direct
So,
labor rate per hour.
Our labor
the
cost
total
variance
hours worked.
will be equal
It
to
is
labor
calculated
rate variance
as plus the labor efficiency variance
actual
plus
rate
idle time
multiplied by
variance. Actual
in our
hours
labor rate variance we got
minus
700,
standard
760
rate multiplied by
favorable plus
actual
labor efficiency
hours.
variance we got 1,100 favorable.
The second type of labor cost variance is the labor efficiency variance. This is the difference between the standard hours for the actual production achieved and the
favorable
hours actually
and the
worked,
advance
valued at
will
the
be
standard labor
advance.
rate.
It's negative.
It
so
is calculated
it's
as
minus. So it will
standard
give us
labor
100
rate into
1,100
actual hours minus standard
hours.
Our second subdivision of variance analysis is the labor cost variance. This is the difference between the standard direct labor cost and the actual
variance is the
direct
time
labor
variance.
cost.
This may arise
Labor
when some wages
cost variance
are
is
paid
given
for
by
idle time.
the sum
This
of
variance is
labor rate
always
variance
advance.
plus
So
labor
that
efficiency
means that
variance and idle
actual
time variance.
actual cost.
Let's start with
is
labor
always
rate variance.
greater than the standard.
This is the difference
cost.
between the
So
standard and
that's
the
why
actual
it's always
direct labor rate
advance.
per hour. For
Idle
the total
time
hours
variance is
worked.
calculated as
It is
idle time
calculated as
multiplied by standard rate.
actual rate
Multiplied
as
by
we've done in the
actual
material
hours
cost variance
minus
an example
standard rate.
Let's also do
multiplied
an
by
example in labor
actual
cost variance
hours.
Our example says that calculate labor cost variance
The
from
second type of labor cost
below.
variance is the labor
Standard rate
efficiency
per hour,
variance. This is the
shillings
difference
term.
between the standard
There is the
hours for
standard
the
time
actual
per
production
unit,
achieved and
2
the
hours.
hours actually
There is
worked,
the time worked,
valued at the standard labor rate.
4,250 hours.
It is calculated
Time
as
paid, standard labor rate,
which time paid is
into 4,000
actual
hours and
minus
standard
126
hours, which has been paid a total of 42,500 shillings.
The third one under
And
the
then
labor
there is production
cost variance is the idle time variance.
2,000
This may arise when some
180
wages are paid for
units.
idle time. This variance is always advanced.
Let's start by
that
calculating
means
labor
that
rate
the
variance.
actual labor rate variance is given
actual
by
cost
actual rate multiplied
is
by
always
actual hours
greater
minus
than the
standard
standard
rate multiplied
cost.
by actual
So that's why
hours.
it's always advanced.
We have idle
Actual
time
rate and
variance
actual
is
hours
calculated as idle time,
we've been given the cost already, which is 42,500
as we've done in the
shillings
material cost variance
minus
an example.
standard
Let's
rate,
also do an
which
example
is
in labor cost
10
variance.
shillings
Our example says
per
that
hour,
calculate labor cost variance
multiplied
from
by
the
actual
information below.
hours, which
Standard
is
rate per hour
4,326
shillings 10. There is the standard time per unit,
hours.
2
So it will
hours.
be
There is the time
42,500
worked,
minus 10 multiplied by
4,250 hours.
4,326,
Time
we
paid,
get 43,260,
which
so
time
which
paid
will
is
give us
4,760.
760. That's the difference.
26 hours.
But remember, we said
Has been paid
when the
a
actual
total
cost
of
is greater than